The View has been a staple on daytime TV for nearly 30 years. The talk show debuted in 1997 as the brainchild of ABC News journalist Barbara Walters. She was among the co-hosts in the early seasons. The talk show is one of the most popular daytime programs. It recently expanded with a weekend show and a podcast. Could prime time be the next step? Fans weigh in on the possibility. The View called out for favoring Democratic guests vs. conservatives. The View is popular but also has a fair share of critics. The show is currently on hiatus for the summer but will return with new episodes. Meanwhile, ABC has been airing reruns of past episodes until the show returns in September. The show has come under fire recently for being too political, especially when it comes to rhetoric against President Trump. The majority of The View's co-hosts are liberals or liberal-leaning. Some viewers think that the conservative voices on the show are drowned out by the other hosts. Fox News recently shared the results of a study about the political leanings of the guests on The View. The data revealed that the talk show has welcomed over 100 guests who were Democrats or left-leaning since January. According to the study, none of the guests so far this year have been Republicans. Arnold Schwarzenegger was on the show in June to promote season 2 of his Netflix series Fuber. The streaming service recently revealed that the series won't return for season 3. The actor is the former California Republican governor. However, he publicly supported Kamala Harris in 2024. Barbara Walters started this to get some political points of view, no script, and just get a conversation going and let us know what women talk about when they're together. Then what happened? It ends up being an angry Democratic show, the Fox News host said about the study. Fans suggest The View go prime time despite the constant backlash. The View is still a hit in the ratings. One fan took to social media to share their thoughts on the talk show expanding to prime time. I can see the franchise getting bigger with having a primetime version hosted by a different panel, they said about the show's continuing popularity. The fan suggested former hosts Rosie O'Donnell or Meredith Vieira as possible primetime hosts. Other fans weigh in the idea of The View going primetime divided fans of the talk show. One fan suggested that ABC air a primetime special next year for the show's 30th anniversary. The show has been on so long, ABC should give it some love, they said. Another fan doubted a move to prime time would ever happen. They wrote, with the current administration, they'll be lucky to maintain their current slot. If they can return and then remain on TV, I'll be satisfied. A third fan added, Rosie O'Donnell will never work for The View again. ABC won't allow it. Do you think The View should get a primetime anniversary special next year? For nearly 3 decades, The View, the brainchild of legendary journalist Barbara Walters, has been a cornerstone of daytime television, sparking lively debates and offering a platform for women's perspectives. Since its debut in 1997, the ABC talk show has evolved from a casual roundtable into a cultural juggernaut, recently expanding with a weekend edition and a podcast, Behind the Table. Yet as the show enjoys its summer hiatus, airing reruns until its September return, it faces mounting criticism for alleged political bias and speculation about its next chapter. Could a primetime slot be on the horizon, or will controversy derail its legacy? Fans and critics are weighing in, and the conversation is heating up. A legacy of conversation and controversy. When Barbara Walters launched The View, her vision was clear: create an unscripted space where women could discuss politics, culture, and personal experiences without a filter. Over the years, the show has featured a rotating cast of co-hosts, including Meredith Vieira, Rosie O'Donnell, Whoopi Goldberg, and Joy Behar, tackling everything from hot-button issues to celebrity gossip. Its enduring popularity, averaging 2.3 million viewers daily in 2025, according to Nielsen, has made it a daytime TV titan, outpacing rivals like The Talk. The addition of a weekend show and a podcast has further cemented its cultural footprint, proving its adaptability in a streaming-dominated era. However, The View's success has not shielded it from scrutiny. The show has long been accused of leaning left, with its current panel Goldberg, Behar, Sunny Hostin, Sarah Haynes, Ana Navarro, and Alyssa Farah Griffin predominantly liberal or liberal-leaning. Griffin, the lone conservative voice, often finds herself outnumbered, leading to viewer complaints that the show stifles diverse
Fox
perspectives. News study
perspectives.
amplified these concerns, revealing that since January 2025, The View has hosted over 100 Democratic or left-leaning guests, while no Republicans have appeared. Even Arnold Schwarzenegger, a former Republican governor who promoted his Netflix series Fuber in June, publicly endorsed Kamala Harris in 2024, aligning him with the show's perceived liberal bent. Barbara Walters wanted unscripted political discourse, but now it's an angry Democratic show, a Fox News host remarked, echoing a sentiment shared by some viewers. Political backlash intensifies. The Fox News study has fueled a firestorm, particularly among conservative audiences who feel The View has become a one-sided platform. Posts on X reflect the frustration. It's not a view, it's a lecture. Where are the conservative guests? One user wrote. Another added the show's bias is blatant. Barbara Walters would be disappointed. Critics point to the co-host's frequent criticism of President Donald Trump as evidence of an agenda, with some accusing the show of alienating viewers who crave balanced discourse. The backlash comes at a precarious time for ABC, as its parent company, Disney, navigates industry challenges, including declining ad revenue for daytime TV and competition from streaming platforms. The absence of Republican guests has raised questions about the show's commitment to Walters' original vision. While The View has hosted a range of celebrities and cultural figures, from Lizzo to Hugh Jackman, its political segments often skew left, with guests like Senator Elizabeth Warren and Governor Gavin Newsom dominating airtime. The show's defenders argue that its liberal tilt reflects its audience, which trends younger and more progressive, but detractors counter that excluding conservative voices risks further polarizing viewers. A 2025 Pew Research study found that 60% of Americans want news programs to present balanced viewpoints, a challenge The View seems to struggle with. Primetime dreams and fan divide amid the controversy. A fan's suggestion on X has sparked buzz about The View expanding to prime time. I can see the franchise getting bigger with a primetime version hosted by a different panel, the fan wrote, proposing former co-hosts Rosie O'Donnell or Meredith Vieira as potential hosts. The idea gained traction, with another viewer suggesting a primetime special in 2027 to mark the show's 30th anniversary. The View has been on so long, ABC should give it some love, they posted, envisioning a star-studded event celebrating its legacy. Not all fans are sold on the idea. One skeptic wrote, with the current administration, they'll be lucky to keep their daytime slot. If they can stay on, I'll be satisfied. Another dismissed the notion of O'Donnell's return, stating, Rosie will never work for The View again. ABC won't allow it. O'Donnell's tumultuous exits in 2007 and 2015, marked by clashes with co-hosts and producers, make her return unlikely, despite her vocal fanbase. Vieira, who left in 2006, remains a beloved figure, but her current role on 25 Words or Less may preclude a comeback. The primetime debate comes as The View navigates a delicate moment. While its ratings remain strong for daytime, the broader TV landscape is shifting. The recent cancellation of CBS's The Late Show with Stephen Colbert and E! News underscores the financial pressures facing traditional TV. ABC's daytime lineup, including General Hospital and GMA 3, has also faced budget cuts, raising concerns about The View's future. A primetime move could boost its visibility but risks diluting its daytime charm, especially if it leans further into polarizing politics. The road ahead for The View. As The View prepares for its September return, producers face a pivotal challenge: addressing the bias criticism while maintaining the show's unapologetic edge. Hiring more conservative guests or adding another right-leaning co-host could broaden its appeal, but it risks alienating its core audience. The show's podcast and weekend edition suggest ABC is committed to the brand, but a primetime venture would require significant investment and a fresh format to stand out against heavyweights like 60 Minutes or 2020. Fans remain divided but passionate. On X, one viewer wrote, The View is still must-watch TV, but they need to listen to critics and mix it up. Another argued it's fine as it is. Let the ladies do their thing. the show's ability to evolve whether through a primetime special or a rebalanced guest roster will determine its staying power as it approaches its 30th anniversary. What do you think about The View's future? Should ABC greenlight a primetime special for its 30th anniversary, or is the show better off staying daytime? Do you agree with critics about its political bias, or is it delivering what its audience wants? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your take on this iconic talk show's next move.